coming to you from BMO Training Ground. It's room 442. Sara Poraria joined with Mikey Singh. We just stepped into TFC training, and they are in the bubble today. And we really appreciated that because it is chilly out here, Mikey.
Yeah, I know. You got the breeze still drifting over from last night. Obviously, there was a crazy storm. I don't know what that was. Hail, snow. I don't know what it was. But it affected the pitch, and that's why they're training in the bubble today ahead of Saturday's match. It's not ideal for the team, but for us, it was pretty nice.
Yeah, just as well, the weather is calling for a ton of rain Friday and Saturday. So it should be a wet one for Saturday night's match against Charlotte. But good news for TFC is that the international players are back and training. We're talking about Jonathan Osorio, Richie Laryea, Mark-Anthony Kaye, and Ayo Akinola. Mikey, do you expect these guys to be starting this game?
Yeah, I think so. Obviously, the three guys, Mark-Anthony Kaye, Richie Laryea, and Jonathan Osorio, when they're healthy, they're automatic starters for this team, especially with Lorenzo Insigne out of the lineup. The one question mark might be Ayo Akinola, because before he left for camp, he was revamping from an injury. He hasn't really gone 90 minutes for a very long time. So he's a question mark to start, but I would still say based on the way that DeAndre Kerr his form has dipped slightly, there is an opportunity now for Ayo Akinola, who's coming off a strong performance with Canada, to slot back into that number 9 position. So I expect the 4 Canadian internationals to absolutely slot back in.
Lots of playing time for those 4 guys, and also traveling as well, heading down to Curacao, obviously, last Saturday. Let's talk about Jaquil Marshall-Rutty. Played last match against San Jose for TFC and had a really great performance. Now, he was slotting in for Richie Laryea, obviously, who was away on international duty. Do you expect him to get minutes this game?
I think so. I think he's earned more minutes heading into this match. Obviously, team of the week performance, right? You can't really do much better than Jaquil did. And, when you're playing behind Richie Laryea, it's always going to be tough to get minutes. There was a slimmer of hope that with Raul Petretta leaving last match with some tightness, that maybe for Jaquil's sake, there'd be some minutes to slot Richie on the left, Jaquil on the right. But today we found out that Raul Petretta is back in training, so it looks like his back. We'll get a full update from Bob Bradley on Friday as to his status, but if he is good to go, I can't see Jaquil starting this match, but he has to be an option off the bench for Bob Bradley, and he has to feel confident about that.
For sure. Now let's just talk about this match against Charlotte. TFC's second game at home. Only 1 win this season so far, 3 draws and a loss. How important is it that they get those 3 points, knowing that they have to go and play Nashville, Atlanta, and Philly as their next 3 matches? Also, remember, Charlotte are 14th out of 15th in the Eastern Conference, so just at the bottom of the table there.
Yeah, it's really early to I think, make anything of the standings. I know Charlotte have had a tough start to the season, but they've played some really good teams. They've played New England, they've played Atlanta, they've played Orlando, they've played the unbeaten St. Louis City FC. So they've had some really tough fixtures, so I don't put too much stock into that. I think Charlotte is still a pretty decent squad. That being said, the last time TFC played Charlotte at home, I don't know if you can recall, but it was the Lorenzo Insigne, Federico Bernardeschi debuts, and we know how that game went. So they have to be feeling confident about their chances, and you're right. If there's points up for grabs, TFC, I think, have dropped a couple points early on this year that they likely would have wanted to have back. You got to make the most of your opportunity. So I think that that this weekend they're going to go for it, and they're going to feel confident about getting all 3 points.
All right, lastly, we know there's no Lorenzo Insigne as he is set to miss up to 4 matches as of right now. Federico Bernardeschi has been a key to this squad. You said that last time they played Charlotte, it was his debut. What do you expect from Fede in this match? We're going to see him get on the scoreboard.
Well, his last 2 matches has actually been fairly quiet for his standards, and I think he'll tell you that. He hasn't done enough to really cement himself as, the MVP candidate that we've seen him be through the first 2 matches of the season. So, it's been a full week of training. He's got more help now to come into the side and really bring the best out of him. I think, hey, if you're sprinkling some money, I think this weekend might not be a bad weekend to sprinkle some money on a Bernardeschi goal.
Wow, okay, wow, there you go. Mikey Singh is calling it. Bernardeschi to score. TFC take on Charlotte at BMO Field Saturday night at 7:30.